So, hi and welcome to the Onward and the Upward Journey with the 505 Circle. The Onward and Upward Journey is a philosophy carved out from a passion of understanding businesses, markets, people, products, and tools. And it's a way of building the perception through insights, ideas, stories, and thoughts from different experts in the areas of sales, marketing, product engineering, and growth hacking. A first in the series of Onward and Upward, powered by the 505 Circle, we are joining hands with the pioneers and the evangelists and the authors of the Growth Hacking Book 2, bringing out a series of thought leadership based discussions which will cover the essence of each of the chapters contributed by the authors. So, to introduce our guest today, I would like to actually, pull out a quote from her website, and in her own words, she actually goes on to say, "The only way one can begin to blossom in life is when one's wings are not restrained." Very hard hitting, but true. So, please welcome nature, body, and business coach, empowerment coach, as she actually, rightly mentions, author, reader, writer, and speaker, Angela Spragg. Angela, hi and welcome to the Firefly Circle.
Hello, thank you so much. Namaste to everybody.
Namaste. That's the
Thank
nice gesture. Always very different. So welcome to the Firefly Circle. My first time talking to you. Many of more, I'm pretty sure, because like I said, I was truly fascinated. By the kind of work that you're actually doing. So always I kickstart the conversation by trying to get a little bit more about a guest, and I wanted to sort of understand what your background really is, what are your key inspirations, what are your key triggers, and to get to where you are at this given moment. So take away, just let us know who you are.
who am I? It's such a big question.
Yeah.
It took me a while to
Hmm.
discover me,
Yeah.
because I am the sort of person, I love life.
Hmm.
I want to do everything in life. Everything fascinates me, intrigues me, and I just feel like life isn't long enough to do everything. And that's when I was learning about that. That's when I realized I'm an entrepreneur. Never would have, given myself that title. So I think my entrepreneurship started about 7 to 8 years ago.
Hmm.
My background is aviation. I have great love for flying, airlines, airports. The buzz that you get working in the aviation field is almost similar to being an entrepreneur. So I love all things transport. I also am associated with Transport for London, another exciting industry. I love driving. I love big vehicles. I can also drive a bus. So
Wow.
yes, I have a passenger um, carrier license, which I've had for like over 20 years. I have a big love for driving, and I have a huge love for writing. And it doesn't matter what field I get into, I find that exciting. So I wanted to go into writing, and I was doing my research for the past like 3 4 years to find a publisher and everything, and suddenly pops up Parole. Would you like to contribute for Growth Hacking Book? And I thought, me? Literally.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my God. And it's truly amazing because they say when you're ready, it I cannot tell you how true it is. It's the universe is so alive for me because when I am ready, the opportunities come. And I
Hmm.
kid you not, that is how my life is. When I am ready, then it's just things just happen. I'm like, oh, okay, the universe is telling me, Angela, you're ready to take the next step. So I've had a hell of a journey, lots of exciting projects, and lots of life experiences too. So I come down to, I thought I want to just bring a little niche in my life because I do so many things. It confuses me even sometimes. So when I'm doing my yearly planners, and I'm thinking, oh yes, I'm forgetting that. So I've now listed all the things I do, so I don't forget. So I have fallen into. I am so glad and honored, in a way. I feel like everything I do, it revolves around empowerment. So
Mm-hmm.
I am constantly empowering others. I am. I'm really good with planning and strategies. They come very natural to me. I can plan for years ahead, and there is such beauty in having that level of clarity, planning ahead, and then you just live and unfold. So that is one of the things I do, and the I'm actually a toxicity coach,
Mm-hmm.
because I have a huge passion. I have always had it, but didn't understand it, and I didn't know how to go about it. And it's because when I had a personal experience, then I knew that is my path to follow, because I have learned something, and this is where I'm going to go after that. So, toxicity coach. Um, it started with assisting women and people, women, girls, guys, boys, who have experienced domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
But I see domestic violence outside. It's just not in the home. We have toxic environments at work, in our country, in the world. How we treat our creatures, fellow creatures, and how we have no consideration for the way we throw away our litter, and the way we have no care for the plants who keep us alive. So to me, I didn't want to be just a domestic violence coach. And I thought, no, because I am really drawn to, I am so passionate about the toxic levels on this planet, within humans and within our infrastructure. So that is that. And I have recently, because I have so much love for reading the books and connecting people by reading. So I have taken another hobby, is becoming professional, as a new voice over artist, and I'm just loving life right now.
So I've
So that's
actually I've actually heard quite a few instances of you actually doing some voiceovers, and I must say your voice is really mesmerizing and very soothing, to say the least. So kudos to you. Uh, Very diverse, very different from the general run of the mill kind of stuff that people usually do. So kudos. You did mention about empowerment, being an empowerment coach. So what would be the key takeaway in terms of sort of maybe two or three key takeaways to imbibe the aspect of being empowered? So can you actually bring that out, maybe from a holistic living standpoint, a holistic lifestyle standpoint? So if you could just maybe bring out those nuances or those aspects, that would be great.
I always share my learnings from my personal experiences,
Mhm.
and to me, empowerment starts is very much like charity. And I
Yep.
always say charity. We were having this discussion with Dominic on Self Achievement
Hmm.
Network, and we were saying, charity means love. Is
Hmm.
sharing your love through various actions. And some people say charity begins at home. We hear that all of the time, but actually, the way I see life, charity begins with you,
Yeah.
because charity, and we can only empower ourselves and others when we start loving ourselves and empowering ourselves and connecting with our inner divine. So unless we can understand ourselves, the greatness that we carry in this human form, uh, empowerment starts with us, and only then we can empower others. And when you are walking the spiritual life, it isn't just about doing your affirmations in the morning and making sure you get up and do your stretches and all of that. It is a mindset in
Hmm.
every action. It isn't just one action. So when you get up, do you smile? Do you smile?
No, I don't. I need to put that habit in. After this, I will actually put that habit in. Yes.
I hope you do, because
Yeah.
sometimes I actually find myself, I laugh so much, then even when I am tired, I can't go to sleep because I'm laughing so much. And so to me, all of these little things are very important. It
Mhm.
is super important when we get up that you find life this exciting that it makes you laugh.
Mhm.
You get up and you're bubbly. You know, like how I'm bubbly now.
Yeah.
You know, I am like that most of the time. And if anything tires me, it's probably being in this state. So, so, so being happy, empowering yourself, and having the mindset, and the planning and getting organized also are important. The things I say, they may sound, oh yes, everybody tells us to be happy and to connect with yourself and to be
Mhm.
organized. But really, when you reach that state, you really understand the power of happiness, the power of being in routine and getting
Mhm.
organized. Life is bliss after that, really.
Fantastic, amazing. These are like amazing takeaways. So let's just straight away dive into the book, right? The growth hacking book. I'm pretty sure you are pretty intrigued and excited as well at the same time. You have contributed to the chapter, and most of us are actually looking forward to what you've actually sort of written in that chapter. So if you could just, bring out a brief essence or, a gist of what the chapter is all about, that would be great.
I Before I actually answer this particular section, I really, really want to offer my greatest gratitude to our lovely powerhouse. I call her as a
Yeah.
nickname, Parul.
Yeah.
There are three amazing people: Parul, Rohan Shobe, and
Yeah.
Saurabh. I call him Sour Grapes as that's his nickname, by the way. When, when you
Yeah.
get to interview him,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes people don't realize, and even Perul doesn't realize what an impact. All she asked was, Angela, would you like to contribute? Just one simple sentence. Would you like to contribute to our upcoming book? And I'm thinking, oh, well, yes, of course. I mean, first of all, why would I be saying no to
Yeah.
parole? That makes no sense whatsoever. And I was like on a cloud nine for I
Mhm.
don't know how many months after that. And I think she had no idea that what she was asking.
Mhm.
And then I understood even more the number of people I have befriended now and the number of authors that our co-authors. We are doing so many collaborative projects, and we've just suddenly connected. There are I don't know how many authors are. There's like well over 80 authors
Yeah.
who are sharing their top hack, and I'm connected to all of this, and we have such laugh. And this is why I am thinking I have never enjoyed a project where so many people have collaborated, and they're all high achievers, and it's just on another level. And where my chapter is concerned, I'll share something with you.
Yeah, sure.
I felt very inadequate, excuse me, in the group, because you are working with like so many intelligent individuals, and they all have masters, and some of them have doctorates, and they have titles doctors, and they've achieved like Rohan alone is
Yeah.
the most um, followed hacker. And
Yeah.
you think, what can I possibly contribute?
Yeah. You're
So
being
I
modest.
no, but it really sort of it overwhelms you with so much
Yeah.
talent in the group, and you think, oh my god, I did say yes, but slowly it was actually a beautiful journey that started in February this year.
Mhm.
And I mean, this is when, a lot of people were worried about COVID and everything. And there is us having got no time at all to rest. Everybody's like having rest from work because of COVID. And we were working as hard as you like. And, and um, it was like a light bulb moment,
Yeah.
because there were so many entrepreneurs, and I thought, I really need to connect with myself here and share uh, what can I give. And what I can give, sometimes you don't actually appreciate the skills you have. And organization is my biggest skill, but that comes natural to me.
Yeah.
And I realize it does not come natural to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. Yep.
yes. So my chapter is all about clarity. It's called Ombra Clarity. I won't go too much into details.
No, you shouldn't.
And yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like, entrepreneurs are easily motivated and inspired, and they could be in the middle of one project, and suddenly they can be it can be a distraction when you have love for life and love for, oh, that project sounds interesting, I want to get involved with this and this
Mhm.
and this, and suddenly you're like, oh my god, overwhelmed. And I
Yeah.
thought, how do you combine your projects no matter what you're doing? How can you align all of that with no matter what project you're doing? So if you have, let's say, 5 interests, your all 5 interests actually can be your one big umbrella. And
Mhm.
you are in the middle, being a godlike character and managing it all. So my chapter is all about clarity.
Fantastic. Very, very different. I haven't really heard, or maybe I didn't even really sort of realize it's actually going to be headed in that direction. Awesome. So that actually makes me all the more curious to, get my hands on that book and read this chapter. So fantastic. So top 3 takeaways from the chapter. You did say it's about clarity. So any other sort of takeaways that maybe the audiences, could sort of benefit from?
The book is based on the mindset and skill sets, and
Hmm.
I can't remember the other one,
The tool
but
set.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
and it's like you can't just, especially being an entrepreneur, it's like you wear about 5 6 different hats.
Yeah.
You need to you're a businessman, and then you also a branding expert, and you're marketing expert, and you also need to be an accountant, and god knows what other hats that you may need to wear.
Yeah.
So it can be very daunting, no matter even if you are quite experienced entrepreneur or you've just started. So really, it gives you. It's like we're almost feeding you our individual
Hmm.
expertise in bite sizes to say, it doesn't matter if you started in the beginning or you are already a well-known achiever. You will take something from it, whether it's a tool set. And one of the things that is so confusing about today's technology, there's too much of it. you
Yeah.
know and there is so much of it that you just don't know how you're going to try all of them and how you're going to test. And most people don't even have time. Entrepreneurs are so busy. So we have shared the techniques that work, the apps that will give you the best, and there is so much free information out there that you don't really need to pay through the roof to achieve the results that you are after. And
Yeah.
also, it's the strategies and the skills or the mindset techniques that we have shared. They're tried and tested. So it's not something like we've just Googled something and there you go.
Yeah.
It took us, our chapters are in bite sizes,
Hmm.
but it took us ages to condense that information and share it with you all for a very, very low cost. We really wanted to achieve as a team was because we were writing this book in the middle of COVID. You
Yeah.
know, everybody was, in such disturbed mindset because so many people now don't have jobs. So many people have lost great businesses. Aviation is almost non-existence, and we really wanted. This is why we are saying, buy this book now, take action,
Hmm.
because it is not, we don't need to market, because people who follow leaders like Parul and Rohan, they'd be thinking, I'm getting that for as cheap as this. But what we want to do is connect with people who've lost so much in COVID,
Yeah.
and we want to say, we are giving you this. We're sharing this with you. So you know, there is something that is, I mean, it's 99p in the UK money.
Yeah.
It's about 49 rupees in the
Yes.
Indian money. It is so low cost. And you can, you know, while you are in your lockdown, and we've got another wave that we're preparing for, while you're in the lockdown, read this book and you will get minimum one support and skill or mindset. You will pick something that will work for you, and I don't need to sell it, you know, but we have created this strategy. We've created this book together to help not only the entrepreneurs but also the people who've lost so much in 2020.
I couldn't agree more, and I couldn't have articulated much better than what you have. So fantastic! Really looking forward to the release of this book. It's already out there on pre-order, so I think people should sort of get there and get their pre-order copy going. So, what do we expect from Angela future-wise?
My life, I live for today.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah,
I live for today.
yeah.
I plan for, you know, perhaps 5 to 10 years ahead.
Hmm.
My active planning is always 2 years. So when there was a friend of mine, I'd like to join you for a golf next year, and I'm like, no, next year's already booked, darling. He's gonna have to go ahead. Planning is so important. Um, my biggest passion, it really ignites me, is the not just the poor. I it just melts my heart, and it upsets me so much that there are so many children who go without. I really want to find a magic formula to get rid of this calamity that so many people, so many children face. It's the orphans.
Hmm.
We should not have orphans in the 21st century. We should not have any children that is going without food. Every children should have, you know, clothing, shelter. And I feel like technology is a wonderful thing, but we now need to put this technology to improve humanity. And I want to be part of that. You know, I want to be actively involved to reduce the toxicity against humanity, not just women and children, but against humanity in however I can contribute. That is what I am going towards. So whatever I do, I want to write loads of more books.
Wow.
I want to write so many poetry. I want to connect people through reading and poetry. I think poetry is so delicious. I love it, and I can see more people being inspired and writing. So and I'm going to be Saurav has come up with a poem in Hindi. So
Hmm.
I said to Saurav, we've got to do this. We've got to, you know, narrate this together,
Yeah.
both languages. So this is there's so many little projects coming all the time, because my motto is, let's just collaborate, let's work together, forget the competition. I'm not competing with anybody. Let's just join forces and just love and support each other's work. And really, that is, I just want to go forward with that. I want to climb a few more mountains. I haven't climbed any yet, but I'm working towards this. My charity trip's coming up in 2 years' time, the Himalayas trek,
Hmm.
and I want to be doing Kilimanjaro in my 3 years from now,
Wow.
and there is a wonderful lady. I was reading her story, the Appalachian Mountain
Hmm.
in the States.
Yeah.
A 67-year-old woman back in the day, in her trainers or sneakers as they call it, she walked those mountains. While, I mean, she had 11 children and God knows
Wow.
how many grandchildren, and she completed the trek in her old age. So I want to do that after the Himalayas one. So basically, I just want to climb mountains. I want to get fit. I want to achieve my doctorate in passenger
Mhm.
transport. I want to just, if I can just somehow inject more love and kindness, I'll do that. So all of the, rosy stuff.
No, very different, from the normal conventional answers that I actually keep getting. So amazing, great to hear. And you already have one new fan to your edition, and that would be me. I love poetry as well. So yeah, I love trekking as well. I did my Everest base camp a couple of years back. I have Kilimanjaro in my mind as well. I love aviation as well. So there are a lot of commonalities in between us.
Are
So
we connected? Are we connected? We must.
yeah, we will take it offline. Yeah, but right now, just focus on the interview and we'll just wind up. So, a couple of more
Sure.
things. Very importantly, one success mantra for the audiences to sort of take away. You did speak about COVID. We went through a lot of adverse times. We still are tiding our way through, a lot of adversities. So, any success mantra that you would want, the audience to sort of take away?
It always has worked for me. When you stay in a state of love and happiness, everything is possible. Just remove if you focus on removing anything toxic in your life, and train your mindset that you don't react to toxicity. If somebody's being harmful to you through words or whatever, try to just put a reflectors on. It should reflect off you, not penetrate you.
Mhm.
That is the greatest way forward for any success, not just business, but in life as well. So find a way to train your mind to reflect toxic and reduce toxicity in your life altogether.
Fantastic. So, one last shout out about the book. Maybe the shout out to the audiences to maybe go out there and order the book.
All I can say is, in the politest way possible, if if you don't take action, there's a lady that, I said do it now, and she did.
Yeah.
And if you haven't come to that stage where you're not taking action, it's really, you are stopping your growth.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, for that small amount of money, it's going to make a huge difference to not to just your business but your life as well, and you connect to amazing people. So I don't need to sell. You be silly not to.
Fantastic. Look, I thoroughly enjoyed, talking to you. It was amazing
Like,
hosting you on the show. Lots of
thank you so
excitement,
much.
lots of laughter. Your energy, your aura is, amazing, very, very attracting. Really exciting, to have you on board and, onward and upward. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure and a delight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.